Hi, it's Wendy Smith here again, and I'm running through a good part of the videos today, so you'll see me looking exactly the same. So it's a good way to get to know each other. What we are discussing today is we're going to look at the power of awareness. You've heard about mindfulness, you've heard about meditation, about the idea that your thoughts will be passing through your mind. And when you're aware of yourself to such a high degree that you're going to be able to focus on exactly what you're saying, you're going to be able to plan your sentences, what you're going to say ahead of time, so that it is really, really highly focused and very, very well directed in the direction that you want to take yourself into. Now, it could be goal setting, it could be achieving, further weight loss. It could be achieving success in a business. It could be talking about the right people that you want for yourself, talking about situations that you want to bring into your life, talking more positively and having higher expectations of things. It could be any area of your life at all that you will be able to get grip of. So at the moment, what I want you to do after today's video is I want you just to think, to try and bring yourself to awareness of how much you're thinking today, so that we can have a rough idea of where we're beginning from. Now, that is really essential so that we can measure your progress. You can see the value in the investment that you've made in this course, and you can see that it's actually worth continuing with. Because more often than not, when we learn something, we'll do it for that period of time and then let it go. Now, what I say to anybody is, you may well have that come up for you. You may feel that you no longer need to do it. And what's going to happen is, you may let it go. Now, that's a typical ego belief that will kick in, telling you that you've done enough, that everything is solved for you. Yes, everything might feel like it at the time. You might feel better. You might feel that life's in order. However, what are you going to do when the next situation comes up? Are you going to remember what you've learned here? Now, the best way of creating a habit is to maintain it. So be aware that the potential for being derailed, I guess, would be likely to come up. And what happens is, your ego mind is actually simply your area, your comfort zone. So when you do something different, it will kick in because it's going to feel as if you might be unsafe. It's a natural fight or flight reflex, which is actually for self-protection, and has been used that way in the past, obviously when we were cavemen and women and things like that. But we don't need it so much now. However, in that self-created comfort zone of all those beliefs that have been running unchecked for years, maybe mostly embedded in the first 7 years of your life, once they become a habit, they do run on their own. You don't have to think them anymore, but they're thinking for themselves. Your unconscious mind is doing your thinking for you. In the same way that you're moving your parts of your body without having to think about them as much as you did when you were learning how to use them as a child, or maybe even in the womb. But as a child, when you learn to walk, just think about the effort you had to put in. Think about how you had to think through every single step of how you were going to move your legs, how you were balancing where you wanted to get to. So that's all the sort of things that we want to go back to begin your process again. And what will happen to you is you will end up being able to completely start with a whole new set of beliefs, ready for a real change and move forward. But what needs to happen is that the process of recognizing and clearing those beliefs has to occur before you get to a point that your whole life is ready to move forward with you and step into a completely new way of life, with almost like a new set of clothes, if you want to think about them. I like to think of mindset beliefs as coats that people have put on us. So if you think about the clothing that you're choosing every day, you could start with thinking about the thoughts you're beginning the day with. So today, your first task is to try and assess. And remember, you're probably not going to be very honest or accurate initially. But give yourself a fair chance at trying to think for yourself, trying to be aware of your thoughts today, and just see how far you get, how much you would really, honestly, because if you're not honest, you're not helping yourself and you're not going to gain the most from this. But I'm asking you to be honest about how much of your thinking you're aware of. And I want you to jot that down today. And I want you to give me a message, give me a rough idea, and then we can use that as your marker to look at your sense of achievement at the end of this workshop, this course, this training program for you. And I guarantee, as long as you're honest, you will see massive improvements. You will be able to feel really good about yourself. You're going to know that you're in control of your own process from there on in. So thanks very much. Do that for me, and just, even if you note it down, you've just realised that you were thinking something, note how many times you have noticed a thought. That's going to give us a good idea as well. And then we'll take it from there. So thanks very much. Have fun with that today. You might surprise yourself because you may be already thinking that you are quite aware of your mind, but you're going to shock yourself, I think, because it does take a lot of effort to be aware of the billions of thoughts that you're processing every single day, all the information that you're getting, all the assumptions you're getting. You really want to start being able to become aware of those as well. So thanks very much. That's the end of today, and we will look at how you're going to practice a few techniques to really start to gain control of that awareness, because that is really important to your daily practices as well, that are going to help you far greater to become aware of when you need to install your new belief on top of it once you've chosen it. So thanks very much for today. Enjoy that, and I look forward to clocking in with you tomorrow. Thanks very much.